In our first story, 9 persons are reported dead at Assam RC after a stampede occurred during a program to mark the end of Ramadan.
And we will join Erastus Asari Donko right in this bulletin for him to give us an update on that.
And we have Erastus Asari Donko on the line. But what specifically really happened, Erastus?
Well, from the survivors' account, as we are getting it, we have 2 stories that I imagine. If you look at the Aswance Community Center, that is just to my right from where I'm standing now, very close to the central mosque. It's a very small area with 1 exit and 1 entrance. And so over 300 people who gathered in there for the Salah Jam yesterday night, when it got to about 1:30 a.m., they said somebody held the mic and announced that they have a beef with another person and they are going to fight. And all of a sudden, people started trooping to the entrance. But then there are other accounts from other survivors who are also saying that, well, the program ended abruptly and there was no light in there and people were rushing blindly towards the only exit. And so it got to a stampede where people were stepping on each other and there was no air, sufficient air in there, and it was so heated to the extent that people started, collapsing in there. And so those who were stepped upon were those who died. So far I can confirm 9 deaths. 6 of them are female and 3 are male. They are between the ages of 18 and 25. As I saw their bodies at the Nigeria Government Hospital, we have 5 people who are also responding to treatment at the same hospital. I do understand there are other people who have been sent to other hospitals as they were pulled out of the community center.
Logically means that the police would come in. What have they been saying about it?
Well, police have not issued any statement yet, but I do understand from the survivors' account that the police came in around 2 a.m. and they helped to transport some of the victims to hospitals around. And so when I came to the Nigeria Government Hospital, I also saw some police personnel there as well. But this morning, currently I'm standing at the Aswance Community Center, a few meters from there. You can see footwear. Hundreds of them belonging to people who were locked inside there and were pulled out. They have been gathered at the entrance. A lot of filth in there, and you can see signs of the struggle on the walls and all that.
Well, thank you very much, Erastus Asaridonko. But Marvi would want to ask you a question.
Sure, Erastus, just before you run off, is this a community center for what exactly?
This is a center that has that serves the community. In fact, I would say all programs within the Aswance constituency. This is where they organize them, be it rallies, be it political statements to be made, jams, everything. That's where they organize them. Even the election. This is one of the polling centers. Is a hotbed here in the Kumasi metropolis. So it serves as an entertainment ground for the whole Aswance community.
All right. Erastus, we'll leave it here. We'll come back to you later for more. Thanks a lot for your time this morning.
Less than half of motorcycle riders in the country wear seat belts as well as helmets.
That's according to a study conducted by the National Road Safety Commission, which revealed that 42% of motor riders and 17% of all pillion riders wore crash helmets. Due to the low usage of crash helmets by motorists, several lives are lost and others also have had head injuries, which frequently require specialized medical care or long-term rehabilitation. The executive director of the National Road Safety Commission has therefore called on motorcycle riders to abandon excuses and develop a positive attitude to using helmets in order to reduce the rising incidence of motorcycle-related deaths in the country.
The National Road Safety Commission over the years has been battling to reduce the number of road crashes in the Upper West region. A number of strategies have been put in place to help reverse the trend. However, looking at a sea of mangled motorbikes parked inside the Upper West Regional Police Headquarters, it does not only paint a gloomy picture but also showed that they need to work above themselves if they are to succeed. Statistics for the past 5 months of motorbikes and vehicle fatalities in the region have risen and reached alarming proportions. Upper West Regional Minister Amin Suleimani expressed worry over the issue during the media review conference of the National Road Safety Commission.
In recent times, statistics revealed that for the period January to May 2016, motorbike and vehicle fatalities involved in fatal cases, 20 persons killed, 22 persons injured, 113 accident vehicles, 105 accident motorbikes. It is really worrying. Sometimes the way you see people ride motorbikes, the recklessness, people don't even value their lives. You don't know whether the person is on a suicide mission or he or she is going to do some work somewhere.
A disappointed by General Chief Executive Officer of the National Road Safety Commission, May Obiri-Yabua, made excuses after almost missing out the media target, where over 800 people have so far lost their lives in the country. She admitted that most of the fatalities came as a result of vehicles broken down on the road.
Just this weekend, the issue of disabled vehicles reared its ugly head once again, with 2 very devastating crashes that have so far claimed 17 lives on the Kumasi-Konongo road. Since 2015, we have initiated the procurement process to identify private partners to help manage the incidents and the road safety risk associated with broken down vehicles. However, we remain challenged by the bureaucracies of the procurement process. At this meeting, we may have to revisit and reflect on the most creative solution to this challenge.
May Obiri-Yabua also spoke about the refusal by most riders to wear crash helmets, which resulted in needless deaths and head injuries in the country.
A recent study carried out by the Commission shows that only 42% of all riders and 17% of all pillion riders wore crash helmets. It was also observed that 37.3% of all riders and 13.7% of all pillion riders wear their crash helmets properly, while men were considered more responsive to the wearing of the helmets.
The media review conference of the National Road Safety Commission is being held on the theme achieving the 50% reduction in fatalities and serious injuries, an assessment of progress as of 2016. Reporting for J News, Rafik Salam.
And the Upper West Regional Minister, Amin Suleimani, has urged the youth not to allow anybody or group of persons to use them as conduits to mar the peace of the nation just to satisfy their parochial interests.
According to him, the youth are the future of the nation, and the zeal, enthusiasm, and physique should be properly channeled into sustaining the peace. Amin Suleimani made the statement in a speech read on his behalf by his deputy, Dr. Mosheba Muhammad Alpha, after he joined Ahmadi Muslims to celebrate this year's Eid al-Fitr in Wa. Rafik Salam again.
Over 10,000 Ahmadi Muslims, most of whom gorgeously dressed in white apparel, converged at the Jujurere Gardens to observe the 2 rakat open congregational prayer. They were led in the prayer by the Upper West Regional Missionary of the movement, Molvi Chowdhury Muzaffar Masroor Ahmed. In a sermon after the prayers, Molvi Chowdhury Muzaffar Masroor Ahmed charged them to continue to sacrifice and donate towards the needy, even though the Ramadan period was over.
That we should make the sacrifice in the way that how we know that when you are fasting, you have in a very difficult position. So sacrifice, it is giving you image that how to sacrifice. Those people throughout the year, they are not able to get anything. It is the time for us to think about them that yes, they are also going to do something for them.
Happy Eid once again.
Thank you very much. May Allah bless us all.
Upper West Regional Minister Amin Suleimani, in a speech read on his behalf by his deputy, Dr. Musaibu Mohamed Alpha, stated that the successful completion of the month-long fasting is not only a clear demonstration of their obedience to Allah, but their love for one another. Turning to politics, he said the country will soon go to the polls, and it is incumbent on all Ghanaians to make it a peaceful one. He, however, has this special message for the youth.
I call on the youth in particular, who are usually prone to instigating violence, should guard against that. You are the future of this country, and your zeal, enthusiasm, and physique must be properly channeled into sustaining peace in our country. I would therefore like to urge you all not to allow anybody to use you as conduits to mar the peace of the nation just to satisfy their parochial interest.
Similar open congregational prayers were also offered by other Muslim sects at different locations in the municipality. Reporting for Joy News, Rafiq Salam.
Well, away from the Upper West region, management of Munti FM, they are based in Accra. They've apologized to the Chief Justice and the judiciary for threatening comments made on the platform. Alester Nelson, along with another panelist, Godwin Akogan, allegedly threatened to follow the Supreme Court and High Court judges to their homes and finish them if they ruled against the Electoral Commission in the court case challenging the validity of the voters' register.
Well, their comments have been widely criticized by sections of the public, including the Christian Council of Ghana and the Association of Magistrates and Judges. A day after being summoned by the Supreme Court, station manager of Muntie FM, Mutala Mohammed, signed a statement distancing the radio station from the threats and absolutely condemning the statement by its panelists.
And the press release also described the utterances as regrettable, continuing that the station's management shall not condone any action that could compromise the safety and security of members of the judiciary or the peace and stability of the country. The statement also revealed that the two panelists had been banned from appearing on all their programs until further notice, and thus concluded that management had initiated disciplinary proceedings or actions against the host and the producer of the program.
Well, the full statement is available on myjoyonline.com.
Well, so let's look at this, and we know that yesterday was the end of Ramadan, and so ceremonies were marked, and President John Dramani Mahama was addressing a Muslim faithful who had gathered for special Eid prayers at the Black Star Square and defended the Electoral Commission against criticism about its work.
Though the president was not specific about which criticisms he was referring to, the EC has come under fire for its approach to the issue of voters who got onto the electoral roll using the national health insurance cards. The Supreme Court on Tuesday ordered the deletion of from the register over 56,000 names of persons the EC says fall in that category. President Mahama says the commission must be allowed to do its work, assuring the elections will be peaceful.
The Supreme Court's ruling on Tuesday ordered the Electoral Commission to delete from the electoral roll names of the 56,739 persons it said registered with the National Health Insurance cards. The court also ordered the Commission to delete persons whose names were not submitted to the Supreme Court but who registered with the NHIS cards. It appears that the president is not happy with the lingering litigation that has rocked the commission since the new chair was sworn into office. So when he joined the Muslim community at the Black Star Square, where Muslims gathered to celebrate Eid al-Fitr, President Mahama appealed to institutions and members of the public to respect the independence of the commission.
Let's give the Electoral Commission the peace of mind to do its work. They have done it before. Indeed, our Electoral Commission is one of the best commissions in the whole world. And we have confidence in them to be able to conduct an election. And so let's leave them peacefully to conduct this election. And I'm sure that Ghanaians would be the better for it.
He also reassured the Ghanaian populace of peaceful election.
This year is an election year. And as usual, in advance of election years, some fear and panic begins to enter our people that there will be trouble. I don't believe there will be any trouble this year. We have voted 6 times already successfully. This is going to be the 7th election after we adopted the 1992 Constitution. And I believe that we're going to vote in peace, and whoever emerges as a president will do so through a transparent and fair process.
And police officers.
And following this, you have been giving us a lot more of your comments, and as always, the platforms are available. On Facebook, we have Joy News on TV. We also have a Twitter handle at Joy News on TV, and right now we're streaming live on our YouTube channel, My Joy Online.
Yeah, and we're getting some messages on our WhatsApp platform, which is 0560 800,000. I'll read one, and then we'll go for the newspapers. When we come back, I promise you we'll read a lot more of your messages. This one from Father Collins in Goso Bronhafo says, "Good morning, guys. I'm really worried about the Assam RC incident, but I pray may the soul of the departed rest in perfect peace."
Well, so please make sure you keep your comments coming in. But right now we have to look at what stories there are. Front, back pages of the newspapers, we have them in the studio already. And also we'll look at some online portals.
Okay, I feel really inspired today. And why don't we give them another piece of inspiration?
Great.
Oprah was wonderful. What is fear, really? But here's another one from Tyre Perry. Enjoy it. We'll come back with the newspapers.